We are going to start new exercise of definite integration. Integration as the limit of a sum, which is also called integration by first principle. Integration by first principle. Integration by first principle. This is the topic of definite integration. One of the important topic in this exercise, we use the formula integration a to b. A is called lower limit, b is called upper limit. So integration a to b fx dx equals to limit h tends to 0 h f of a plus f of a plus h plus f of a plus 2h plus f of a plus 3h plus dash dash f of a plus n minus 1 into h. This formula will be used in this exercise. If the integration is of the form a to b fx dx, then this is equals to limit h tends to 0 h, then f of a plus f of a plus h plus f of a plus 2h, f of a plus 3h dash dash f of a plus n minus 1h, where nh equals to where n into h equals to b minus a and h equals to b minus a by n, and here n tends to infinity. N tends to infinity because when n tends to infinity, then h tends to 0, because b minus a upon infinity, anything divided by infinity, it gives 0. So when n tends to infinity, then h tends to 0, which we have taken the limit h tends to 0. So h equals to b minus a by n, and where n tends to infinity, and when n tends to infinity, then limit h tends to 0, h becomes 0. Also the formula used in this exercise, sum of n natural numbers, sum of first n natural numbers, sum of first n natural numbers, sum of first n natural numbers, which we have studied in class 11. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dash dash n equals to, which is also written as sigma n. Sigma means sum. Sigma n equals to n into n plus 1 by 2. Then sum of squares of first n natural numbers means 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus dash dash n square. This is called sum of squares of n natural numbers, which is represented by sigma n square, and its formula is n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 upon 6. Then sum of the cubes of n natural number. 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube and plus dash dash n cube equals to n into n plus 1 by 2 the whole square. So these are the formula which we used. This is also written h plus n cube equals to sigma n cube. Sigma n cube, which is equals to n into n plus 1 by 2 the whole square. Also there must be used the concept of limit. The concept of limit as for limit h tends to 0 e raised to the power h minus 1 upon h equals to 1. This we have studied in limit class 11. Limit h tends to 0 e raised to the power h minus 1 upon h is equals to 1. If there are sum to n minus 1 terms, if in our question there is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus n minus 1, sum, this is called sum to n minus 1 terms just before n terms. So for finding this formula we replace n by n minus 1. At the place of n we replace by n minus 1. So there is n which becomes n minus 1, and when we put here n minus 1, so n minus 1 plus 1 it gives n. So n into n minus 1 by 2. This is called sum to first n minus 1 terms. And if there is a square of n minus 1 terms, sum of squares 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus n minus 1 the whole square. So again here we replace n by n minus 1. So this becomes n minus 1 and n minus 1 plus 1 we get n. Then 2 into n minus 1. 2 into n minus 1 plus 1. This is 2n minus 2 plus 1, which is 2n minus 1. 2n minus 1 and upon 6. What we are doing? For getting sum to n minus 1 terms, we are replacing n by n minus 1. So this expression can be written as n into n minus 1 into 2n minus 1 upon 6. This is the sum of squares of n minus 1 terms. And similarly, for finding the sum of cubes of n minus 1 terms, 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube plus dash dash n minus 1 cube. So again replace n by n minus 1. So here comes n minus 1 and here n minus 1 plus 1. So it remains n. So n into n minus 1 by 2 the whole square. So these are the formulas which we used in the exercise. First we will discuss examples. Integration 0 to t, 0 to 2. Integration 0 to 2 at x square plus 1 dx. X square plus 1 dx. Integration 0 to 2 x square plus 1 dx. We have to integrate as the limit of a sum. Integrate as the limit of a sum. So here the value of A means lower limit. A means lower limit and B means upper limit. So in our question, the lower limit means value of A is 0 and upper limit means the value of B is 2. So we will find N into H. NH we will calculate. NH. The formula for finding NH is B minus A. So the value of B is 2 and A is 0. So we get the value of NH equals to 2 minus 0, 2. NH equals to 2. So firstly we write this is the form integration A to B fx dx. A to B fx dx, where fx is x square plus 1. A means lower limit and lower limit is 0. B means upper limit is 2. And we calculate the value of NH. Then we have to write the formula. So we write the formula for A to B fx dx. So integration A to B f of x dx equals to limit h tends to 0 h f of A plus f of A plus h plus f of A plus 2h plus f of A plus 3h and plus dash f of A plus n minus 1 into h. In every question we have to write the formula. First we have to write the value of A, the value of B, then we have to calculate NH, then we have to write the formula. Now compare from our question. So the value of fx in our question, the value of fx is x square plus 1. So we can write integration A to B, limit A is 0 and B is 2 and the value of fx is x square plus 1 dx. X square plus 1 dx. So limit h tends to 0 h. Then we have to write f of A and fx is x square plus 1. Fx is x square plus 1. Firstly put the value of A. The value of A is 0. So this becomes f of 0 plus f of A plus h. The value of A is 0. So f of 0 plus h. We get f of h plus A plus 2h. 0 plus 2h. 0 plus 2h is 2h plus f of A plus 3h means 0 plus 3h and plus dash A plus n minus 1h means A is 0, so f of n minus 1 into h. Then we have to calculate f0, fh, f2h, f3h and f of n minus 1. So to calculate f of 0, we will have to put the value of x in x square plus 1. Here at the place of x, fx is x square plus 1. To find f0, we put x equals to 0. So we get limit h tends to 0. H as it is, f of 0, put x equals to 0. So 0 the square 0, 0 plus 1, 1. We get 1. Then we find f of h. So put the value of x as h. So h square plus 1. Then we have to find f of 2h. Put the value of x equals to 2h. So 2h the square. It gets 4h square and plus 1. Plus put the value of x as 3h. So 3h the square. 9h square. Plus 1. And plus dash dash. Then find f of n minus 1h. So at the place of x, we will put n minus 1h. So it becomes n minus 1 the square and h square and plus 1. We put n minus 1h at the place of x. So there is x square. So n minus 1 square, h square, and this plus 1 will be written as it is. So now limit h tends to 0. H. From these terms, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So we separate 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 at up to n terms. Up to n terms. Up to n terms. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 up to n terms. Then from these terms containing h square plus 4h square plus 9h square plus n minus 1 square h square. H square is taken common. So plus h square. And h square can be written as 1 square h square. This is 4h square. We have taken h square h common. So 4 is written as 2 the whole square. Here we have taken h square h common. So 9 is written as 3 square and plus dash dash. Here h square is taken common. So we get n minus 1 the whole square. We have separated the terms 1 plus 1 plus 1 till up to n times, and h square we have taken common. Then for here we get 1 and 1 can be written as 1 square. Here there is 4 can be written as 2 square. Here remains 9 can be written as 3 square. And h square we have taken common, n minus 1 square is written as n minus 1 the square. So limit h tends to 0. H 1 plus 1 plus 1 up to n terms. If you have to write 1 up to 5 times, so it becomes 5. If you have given 1 plus 1 plus 1, it is 3 times, so it becomes 3. If it is up to 4 times, it becomes 4. If it is up to 10 times, 10 times 1 added, we get 10. So n times 1 added, we get n. 1 into n. So for this, it becomes n plus h square. Here we use the formula sum of square of n minus 1 terms. Sum of square of n minus 1 terms means sigma n square. And the formula was n into n minus 1 into 2n minus 1 upon 6. So this formula will be used. So h square and n minus 1, then 2n minus 1 and upon 6. Then remove the bracket. H would be multiplied inside. So limit h tends to 0. h into n. It becomes nh plus h into h square, h cube. Here n is outside. From this bracket we take nh common. So we take nh common from this bracket, and outside there is n. So n into n, it becomes n square. Then from this bracket again we take nh common. So n we have taken common from this bracket, and outside all there already there was n. So n into n, it becomes n cube. So n cube h cube by 6, and we have taken already nh common. From this bracket when we take nh common, so it becomes 1 minus 1 by n, and from this bracket also we have taken nh common, so it becomes 2 minus 1 by n. Now we separate both the terms and we write in this way: limit h tends to 0, n into h, plus limit h tends to 0, n cube h cube upon 6, 1 minus 1 by n, and 2 minus 1 by n. Then we put the value of nh. The value of nh is 2. So we get the value of nh as 2 plus n cube h cube by 6, n cube h cube by 6, and the value of nh. The value of nh is 2. So 2 cube upon 6 means 8 by 6. Here we put n cube h cube is written as nh the whole cube, and the value of nh is 2. So 2 the cube 8 upon 6. And what about 1 by n? So when n tends to infinity, then h tends to 0, or if there is h tends to 0, if there is h tends to 0, it means n must be infinity. When h tends to 0, then n tends to infinity. So when we put at the place of n as infinity, so 1 by infinity it becomes 0, and 1 by infinity this also becomes 0. So we get 1 into 2. It remains 1 into 2. Now this divide by 3, and it remains 2 plus 8 by 3. By taking LCM, 3 into 2, 6, 6 plus 8, 14. So the result is 14 by. So this is the method to solve or to integrate by integration by first principle or integration as the limit of a sum. Next question example. Integration 0 to 2 e raised to the power x dx. Integration 0 to 2 e raised to the power x dx. 0 to 2 e raised to the power x dx. We have to integrate as the limit of a sum. So firstly we put the value, we write the value of a, b. Here the value of a, lower limit. A means lower limit. The value of a is 0. The value of b, b means upper limit. and B is 2. Then we find NH. NH equals to B minus A, means 2 minus 3. So we get N into H equals to 2. And also we can find that the value of H from here. The value of H equals to, or the value of N. So the value of N is 2 by H. So when we take H tends to 0, then 2 by 0, it becomes infinity. It means as H tends to 0, so 2 by 0, it becomes N tends to infinity. N becomes infinity. When we put H equals to 0, we get N as a infinity. So we use the formula limit, integration a to b, f of x dx equals to limit h tends to 0, h f of a plus f of a plus h plus f of a plus 2h plus f of a plus 3h and plus dash dash f of a plus n minus 1h. Then the value of a is 0, so limit h tends to 0. But our question is integration 0 to 2 and e raised to the power x dx, means fx is equals to e raised to the power x equals to limit h tends to 0, h f of a, put the value of a, means f of 0 plus f of a plus h, 0 plus h, 0 plus h, we can say 0 h, f of a plus 2h, means f of 0 plus 2h plus f of 0 plus 3h and plus dash dash f of 0 plus n minus 1h. Then f0, put the value of x equals to 0. We get limit h tends to 0. H f of 0. Here we put x equals to 0. So e raised to the power 0. When we put as x equals to 0 plus h, we get e raised to the power h. E raised to the power 0 plus h would be e raised to the power h plus e raised to the power 2h plus e raised to the power 3h and plus e raised to the power n minus 1 into h. So e raised to the power 0, it can be written as 1. So limit h tends to 0, h, it becomes 1, 1 plus e raised to the power h plus e raised to the power 2h, e raised to the power 3h plus e raised to the power n minus 1. So this is the term of GP. This is the term of GP where the first term of GP is 1 and common ratio of GP is e raised to the power h. So A equals to, the first term A of equals to 1, common ratio R equals to e raised to the power h, because e raised to the power h divided by 1, e raised to the power h, e raised to the power 2h divided by e raised to the power h, e raised to the power h, and sum to n terms of a GP, which is given by Sn, sum to n terms of a GP. Formula for finding sum to n terms, Sn equals to A into R raised to the power n upon R minus 1. So the value of A and R could be taken. The value of A is 1, the value of R is e raised to the power h. So limit h tends to 0, h. A, the value of A is 1, r raised to the power n, so e raised to the power nh minus 1 upon r minus 1. So r, the value of r is e raised to the power h minus, so which is written as limit h tends to 0, e raised to the power nh minus 1, and this h can be written as e raised to the power h minus 1 by h, because when we write in multiple form, this h would go at the place of numerator. And now we put the value of nh. So the value of nh is, the value of nh we have calculated 2, so this becomes e raised to the power 2 minus 1, and this is limit h tends to 0, e raised to the power h minus 1 upon h. This is the formula, limit h tends to 0, e raised to the power h minus 1 upon h equals to 1. So this entire terms becomes 1, and the result we get e raised to the power 2 minus 1. This is the answer of this question, e raised to the power 2 minus